Okie dokie. I am going to do a snowman tutorial since our theme for this month has snowman all over it. And I'm going to do a plant stake. So I'm just going to use the stainless steel rod without the bead release on it. And you guys will know already how to change it into a bead, because you'll just put the bead release on it and make it the same way I am. It's just that the mandrel will be coming out from the top, whereas this is not. So it's a little bit different shape for a snowman, but it still looks like a snowman. And I like being a little different anyway. So I'm gonna build a longer bead, and some people are accustomed to doing it a couple different ways, and it's whatever works best for you. So some people will start in the middle and build, whether it's a bead or a plant stake. Some people will start with a bead in the center and then add another one and then add another one, and some people will just make a big old gather, and some people will put the mandrel down and put the glass on the mandrel and just spiral it up all at the same time. Doesn't matter how you do it, whichever way works best for you is just fine. Most of the time I like to build a gather, but this is a little longer, so here again, just because I say do it this way, if another way works for you, go for it. It's whatever works best for you. So I'm just building up the snowman body, a little more glass on there before I marver it. So the tools you need are a marver. I use a stump shaper. You need a brown stringer, which I've already pulled, or you can make it multicolored if you want to, get a little fancier. You need a black stringer for the eyeballs and buttons, a black rod for his hat. Oh, I forgot to do a little piece of orange. I think I've got one in my jar. A little stringer of orange for his nose. I've made a twisty using red and green for his scarf. And I've got some periwinkle blue that I'm going to use for a scarf around his neck. And that's pretty much it. So this is going to be his body. And then I'll build his head on top of that. I just want to make sure that the end of the mandrel is covered. So I'm going to marver at an angle because I want the fattest end to be towards my left hand. Whoops. And ideally, making one long stroke will keep that from happening, a flat space. Can you see when I twirl it? I wasn't doing it right. So I want to heat it and gently roll it so it covers the full length of the marver. And I can even it out because that was really bad. So I don't want to put too much heat on this base, because yesterday when I was doing another tutorial, it was so pretty, but I wasn't looking as attentively as I should have at this area right here, because I was just about finished. It was not this bead, it was something else I'd like to demo for the dragons. Anyway, I was just about finished and it was just perfect, and flop, on the table it fell. So the next one I made, I put a little insurance. The design of the bead let me do that, and it let me add a little glass right there. But I don't want to do that on this snowman. There we go. So what I'm trying to get is a very elongated snowman, which will let me put all this stuff on it that I want to. So just a little bit more. It's been a while since I've made one of these, but Christmas comes only once a year. Thank goodness, because I have an 8-year-old grandson who just wants everything. Okay, so you can see I've got like a long tapered body. So this is going to be the base, and his head's going to sit up here. The black rolled away. There it is. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and attach the head and then work from there. So you can make it smaller than this. I like to make it pretty good size. I really want it to show up for Christmas. It's not there very long, or just the winter season, not necessarily for Christmas, but the cold season. So I heat the end and plop on the head. Let's see, I'm not sure I like the looks of that. I do want a definite separation in the body from the head. So while I'm rolling this, the flame is on the bottom. Okie dokie. So here are the stringers in brown, which is going to represent the arms. I'm not going to put the eyes on yet, or the eye sockets, because if I mess up on the arms, if the eyes are there first, sometimes you can use eyes as a marker where to put arms or wings or tails or whatever you're looking for. But I think I'm going to put the eyes after I get the arms in place. Like I say, it's been a while since I've made this. So his head's kind of tilting a little bit. I'm going to use that as the back. So I heat the surface. Come in at the neck. And I like, that was a little too hot. But that's okay too, because I can cover up that. With his gloves. So I'm right there on his neck. Now I'll put his eye sockets based on where his arms are. One right there and one right there. I'm going to put a little top hat on his head. And the only difference in making this for a plant stake versus a bead is his hat would need to be more centered. I like to put it a little wonky. And it would be harder to do if it's a bead. Then I've pulled a fat stringer of blue. I'm going to put his gloves on. I need to cover up a little thin space, so I'm just going to put it right there. Because I want to leave room for buttons. Just give a little tap to flatten his gloves. So they're mittens, actually, not gloves. And I've got different size stringers for his eyes. They're a little smaller than his buttons. And his nose. Actually, I think this is a twisty I made with red and orange. So it's kind of like a dot, but I want it to look more like a carrot. So I'm going to angle it up there. Point it at the end. Then I'm going to do his neck scarf. I'm going to find just the right thickness of the green and red twisty. I'm going to start at the back. Wrap it around his neck. And curl it around towards the front. And then I'll do his buttons. Push one over just a little bit. Flattening out the tips of the scarf. Pushing in the buttons. making sure his eyes are secure. And then I'll put on his top hat. Oh, guess what? I forgot his mouth. That's okay. I think I can fit it in with a teeny tiny stringer. So heating the top hat, or where the top part of the top hat is going to go, right there. Maybe making it slant a little bit. Putting some little lines in it so it looks old. Let's see if I can fit in a mouth. I'm going to be very disappointed if I can't. Okay. Going to tap them down a little bit. So it won't look quite as colorful as it will when it's cool. But I would tell you to not wrap the scarf around his neck twice like that. I'm just putting some little slices in there to make it look like it's all kind of bundled up nice and snug. Anyway, there he is. One snowman. And this will be a plant stake. He'll show up really nice in greenery. If you have a housewarming gift or bring a plant to, oh, well, I guess we won't be going to other people's houses for dinner, but it adds something nice. I put just a little bit of texture in the carrot. Okay. Done. He's a cutie. I hope this gives you some inspiration. And you know, if you had the hat sitting straighter, if it were a bead, and it was a little more, not quite as elongated, this would make a nice beads of courage bead too, because the nose is attached. It isn't protruding from the face, and you can even melt in the buttons so they're nice and tight as well. Yeah. Okie dokie. There you go, peeps. I hope you enjoy. Thanks. Bye. Again. Till next time, I should say.